Okay, hey y'all, I'm Elizabeth and I'm here with Jody Francis. And we're gonna just have a really chill conversation about who she is, why she decided to create a card deck, what her card deck is all about, and how to get to know her more. So, Jody, we literally just met each other, so I love the spontaneity of this kind of arising or whatever you want to call it. So, thanks for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And so, if you could just tell us a little bit about who is Jody Francis and how did you land right here with what you're doing right in this moment?
Right. Okay. Let me try and sum it up in a nutshell
Yeah.
because it's been a journey. Oh gosh, it's been a journey of many studies. And I started off in social work. From there, branched off into more of mindfulness and yoga. From there, was recognizing that a lot of my students and clients, because of their trauma, because of their stress levels and anxiety, weren't really able to access the full benefits of what yoga and mindfulness can bring. So that then led me towards studying somatic experiencing therapy, which is all about the nervous system, all about the emotions, and all about the body. And so I feel like that was kind of the missing key or puzzle piece to the whole offer that I offer to my clients. And so that's what I do now. I'm in private practice and I tailor what I know and the tools that I've learned to help the clients with wherever they're at. And my whole journey has really been about learning for myself. So everything that I have taken upon with training has always been like, how can I understand myself better? How can I make my life a little bit easier? And so I'm really passionate about sharing that with others so that if they connect or if that can help them in any way, that's what makes me feel really good about what I do.
Oh, I love that. And what's the actual translation of soma? Does it mean in the body?
Yes, it's all
Yeah.
about body awareness.
Yeah. I definitely resonate, of course, with that so much, which is probably why I was attracted to your energy is for so much of my life, I had no idea like what being grounded like meant. And I went to a yoga
Mm-hmm.
therapy session and he touched the bottoms of my feet. And I was like, is it normal to feel like I want to run away? And he's like, yeah, you don't, it doesn't feel good for you to be grounded. And so I had to learn about exactly what you're talking about. And so it makes so much sense that when we're like checked out or out of our bodies that
Yep,
it's hard to regulate or process or it's not safe to be here. And so
exactly.
I love the work that you're doing. Like it's like the keys to the kingdom. Like if you can have this harmony, right, with something that is so sacred. Okay, so that's cool. I didn't actually know what you did, so now I know.
I
So
know.
that makes
That's
even
great.
more sense. Oh God. Okay, so really this is about these cool card deck creations that everyone that I'm talking to has created. And so what sort of like shifted or you had the download or the idea of like, I think I want to do that. Like what was it for you that made you take that next step and create a card deck?
I know. So this is a really funny and honest answer.
Yeah.
I have always loved Oracle decks. Like I have a collection of probably over 20. And I've always, I don't even think I had a dream to create my own because it always just felt so out of reach. And, because I'm much more of a sciencey, heady kind of person, even though I've, learned to be in my body, I don't consider myself a creative person. And so the idea of creating an Oracle deck just never even really occurred to me. And so in our CEO with Soul group, I've been working and trucking along, trying to get my online course created and was just really spending a lot of time in my head thinking and writing. And when I saw Daniela's course come up, Noharanda, and learn how to create a card deck, it was literally like, that could be a really fun project. And, it was kind of a bit of a distraction or like, something that just felt fun. And I was feeling like I was missing that in my work. And it was spring. And so summer just felt like, yeah, this is a great time to be creative and take on some new projects. And little did I know that it was actually going to be so easy And I didn't really have a plan or an idea of what this deck could be or could do. It was kind of just a personal project that I wanted to do. And it just kind of checked a little list on my bucket list of just creating something and having something physical to touch to say that I did. So yeah, that's how it all started.
Okay, this is so awesome. I love that you're saying this, Jody, because this is my lived experience. I feel like so many solopreneurs, business owners are lacking creativity because I'm trained as a nurse. I am very much like
Mm-hmm.
I always say that like I don't need the science, and I love the people that do need. I love skeptics. I love talking to people who I just go by how I feel. And so I think really deep down, I do need the science, but maybe I try to act like I don't. And so to me, like when we allow ourselves to be creative, and we are obviously like the amount of creation that happens when we co-create a human and then we birth them into the world and then we sustain them
Mm-hmm.
is so creative. And when we like cut ourselves off from that, like we're slowly dying inside. So to
Mm-hmm.
me, creativity helps us connect to our spirituality. And it's like when you connect to that life force, it's like it brings you all kinds of riches. And so I love that you did it because it was like a creative, passionate project. And now tell us, because you did that, like what like has it done something for you, your business, your clients? Like has it brought something to the party that you were like, whoa, what's this?
Yeah, it's been actually quite amazing because, like I said, I hadn't put much thought into like what next, right? I created them, I had them printed, I ordered, a few in bulk, and I was like, okay, what am I going to do with these? And I haven't spent a whole lot of time on social media marketing them yet. That's kind of the next phase where I'm going, but I had just before Christmas, I was like, okay, I'll put them up for sale, and maybe some of my community followers will buy into them. And they did, and it was wonderful. And I'm really, really lucky to be surrounded by other really amazing female entrepreneurs, whether globally through our group or even locally within my community. And so a woman that I know that owns a yoga studio, she had never played with oracle cards before. And she, when she bought mine, she said, would you be willing to do a workshop here? And I was like, sure. Yeah, I had never even thought about that. And she's like, okay, great. You're going to need business cards. We're going to, and she kind of helped me kind of do this checklist of things that I needed to get done. And yeah, I ran the workshop 2 weeks ago. It was phenomenal. 18 women showed up, which is pretty big for my community here. And now I'm putting that workshop also on a digital offering so that people who aren't local to me can also access, just a how to use them and what to do. And because I'm a yoga teacher also, I incorporated some, yoga poses in with it and journaling. And yeah, it's been really amazing to see just what's coming from it organically without me needing to put any or much effort into it at all. So I'm grateful for it.
Do you have your cards with you?
I do, yeah.
Yay, okay, let's show the people.
So I had this really beautiful tin box. I
Oh,
ordered them from and through Make Playing Cards.
okay.
And so, yeah, I have that digital image printed on the box, which I love.
Yep, that's one of Daniela's backgrounds. It's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
And so with just the little intro card with a quick intro on how to use them.
And they're called the dot codes?
Yeah, the dot codes, which I'll explain later. And yeah, they're just all of Danielle's images. And
How many are there?
33. Three's my number. So, so
I
33.
was
And
how
they
many I
all,
had on my first deck, 33. I love it. You can't make,
really? Well,
oh
that's
yeah,
great.
you can't make this stuff up. Okay, now show the other side of them.
Oh, yes. Well, I kept them all
Okay,
the same.
so perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is just what I love so much is how that you can take one person's masterpiece and you could flip it upside down, you could twist it sideways. I love seeing how all different humans based on your energy, your style, your niche, what your business is. Like that, like there's no limit. And I love so much what you said, Jody, about, like we were talking before we got on here about, like 2023 is the rise of the divine feminine. And it's like this massive abundance consciousness where there's no competition. We're just trying to like shine a light on one another, hold a ladder for one another, or whatever it is that we're doing. And when we just allow ourselves to be supported by the universe, by one another, the things that we are afforded, the opportunities, like the woman asking you, hey, do you want to, hello, 18 women show up, and then they're going to tell all of their best friends, and so on and so on it goes. So this is like permission. This is like evidence, right? You didn't even really have a plan to do this, and look at what is unfolding for your business.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's been amazing. Yeah, and creating them was a whole experience too that I know you'll love because of, you know, the power of manifestation and all of the abundance. So coming up with the card names was really easy, right? Like I had, because what I do in work is I work with the nervous system and I work with the body. And so all of the individual card names are focused on those because I wanted them to be like an easy educational tool also. So for example, like fight, flight, or freeze, those are each individual cards. And when you pull that card in the guidebook, there's a matching write-up. And so the names came easily, but when it came to writing the guidebook, I think because I have so many decks myself, I had this preconceived idea of what it should be or what I thought it should be. And I would sit in front of my computer and I would sit with my journal and literally nothing would come. I would wait for inspiration. I was like, I know this material, you should be able to think of something. And nothing was coming. And then as soon as I let go of this idea of what they should be, and as soon as I just allowed it to channel, flow naturally, come from somewhere else, I kid you not, I wrote the entire guidebook. So 33 cards. I have just a black and white printout, but yeah, 33 cards. They're all journaling prompts, all educational. I wrote it in a day. I reread it quickly just to make sure there was no grammar and spelling errors. And that was it. I printed it and it was so easy. Once I got out of my own way, it was so easy.
That is so interesting. It's so true. Like, I'm sure this is how writers feel also, right? It's like when you're sort of forcing is the word that's coming in, like, or if there's like a deadline. And I think everybody has a different creative process. Like if I go to my favorite lake, I usually dictate stuff into my phone because I can't process it fast enough. It's like,
right. Yeah.
Oh my God, I have to say this. Oh. So it is also fun to hear about people, the way people like receive the wisdom or the information, because everybody has a different way where we feel more, I would say more connected, or I call it being a channel, which just means we're grounded to the earth, we're connected to the heavens, and we're open to the flow. And so, you know, obviously doing somatic body work and doing yoga, that's a beautiful way to connect. But you know, you're right. When we when the ego, or whatever word you want to use, is like, you know, the evil twin or whatever, it's like, this is how. And so I guess that would lead to the next question. For someone who is thinking about this and they're like, yeah, like they already have a business or they want to do this, is there anything that you wish you had known, or that you would be easier on yourself, or, you know, prior to like stepping off the pedestal to do this or whatever? What do you know now that you didn't know? Or like, do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I think the big learning curve for me with this one was just learning to trust in the support and the guidance of something or someone bigger than me. And if I could show up in all ways, in business and in life, but especially in business, if we're talking about that, if I can just show up and get out of my own way and stop putting so much pressure on myself to produce or to make it a certain way or make it perfect or whatever word you want to use, and just allow those thoughts and ideas that you hear and that come to you, allow them to flow and trust that that is great and good and perfect as it is, then yeah, I think my life would be a lot easier. So, you know, even with the workshop, because it wasn't an idea that came from me, it was an idea that was given. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is great. And I had it on my to-do list for 2 weeks, and I'm like, I don't know what to call this workshop. I don't know. I have no idea. I hadn't thought about this. And so it kept getting pushed on my to-do list, pushed and pushed. And there was a deadline because we had set a date for the workshop. And it was the very last day of my deadline. And I was like, Jody, you need to come up with something. And I made it through my to-do list, and then I needed to go shower. And I was like, oh, shit, I still haven't come up with a name. I still have no concept. It's a 2-hour workshop. And as soon as I went in the shower, where, you know, us women do all of our deep thinking and deep feeling and deep crying, without effort, it was just like, boom, the download came in. This is what it's going to be called. This is what you're going to do. And I just, quickly got out, jotted down, spoke, you know, dictated a few things, and that was it. And it was fantastic. It was easy. So
and then after the experience of the workshop, were you like, damn, look at this, like, how juicy does this feel, and does it make you want to do it again?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And in all ways, right? I'm like, okay, if I can keep up with this trust, this belief, this energy, then yeah, watch out, I'm ready.
I love that so much. I mean, this isn't just for a business owner. It's like, this is just my lived experience. When we can pull the thing that we want to push away a little closer, as long as it's safe, that is where the magic always lies.
Yeah.
Because what we all have PhDs, like loads of them, about the stories that and the movies we write about what could happen. And it's like, it's never. And then as far as like manifestation comes, if we can really surrender and expect the miracle, it always surpasses our human mind's ability to comprehend what it could possibly be this good. So to anybody watching, like, listen, everybody has fear. Everybody has an ego and the demons, and they always come up to the surface when we're trying to expand. So Jody did it. I did it. We're all doing it. And there's no one way, right? It's like whatever you're guided in your soul to do, like when you do that, everything will rush in, like the workshop, the yoga studio, like the students. And it's like, and we can literally just sit back and be like, wow, well, next time I might not be so stressed about
it. Exactly.
Oh my God. Okay, one more. Okay, so you talked about, and this only sticks with me because I've done this before. So you printed them at Make Playing Cards.
Yes.
You the booklet that you have, do you give people like a digital link, or how does that work?
Yeah, a digital download link to the PDF. Yeah.
Perfect. That's a very smart way to do it, because a book costs a lot of money.
It's really expensive. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like, next steps will be to apply for possible publishing, right? You can apply for that, and then they take care of making it all pretty and compact. But to do it on our own, it's quite shocking how expensive it is.
Yeah, so that is really smart. And then where can people like connect with you on the socials? Where can they buy your deck? Tell us all the things. And then obviously I'll put an actual link in the comments.
No, for sure. You can purchase them through my website. So it's www.jodyfrancis.com. Easy to remember. On social media, I'm on Instagram and soon to be on TikTok, and same thing, just Jody Francis. What else?
That's good.
I think that's it. Yeah. And as far as selling, because that was a tricky thing too, because shipping can be quite expensive, especially in Canada. Like, they're gouging us with the prices here. But through Shopify Lite has been where I've kind of found an easy way for that. So that might be a challenge for some, but yeah, there's lots of options and lots of ways. But
perfect. So just to clarify, did you buy like a bulk order for Make Playing Cards, and then so do you have inventory?
Yes, I do, because I'm after this interview, I'm going to another local yoga studio, and she wants to sell them also. So having them in bulk just made sense to be able to stock up the local people who are helping me sell them, and then I do mail out whenever I get the orders.
That's awesome. So are you shipping also internationally then?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, this has been so awesome. Is there anything else you want to share or promote or chat about before we go?
Well, just quickly, the dot codes, the name of the cards, wasn't very original because I'm making an online course. So original in the sense that they complement each other. So right now the dot codes is a course for teen girls who are starting their menstrual cycle. That's why the dot, the period. And it's all about learning about our cycles and learning about our nervous system. So the power of being able to track day to day your emotions, learning about emotional regulation, and then just a little intro for teen girls about the nervous system, because in my experience and opinion, if you can understand those two things about your body, right, because they kind of control a lot regarding our emotions, our energy levels, our way of showing up, our creativity, right, not just the negative things, but like the positive parts about all of these. And I think if teen girls and women, I didn't learn all this stuff till in my 30s. So it's just so empowering to understand that we run on a cyclical, monthly, weekly, daily, cycle, and understanding that really helps.
Oh my gosh. Well, when you were talking about your work in these cards, I was thinking, imagine if these were in elementary school.
Exactly.
Like I'm all about like we got to get this up into the first grade, people. Like mindfulness, because if we don't know and we don't practice self-regulation, then we're at the whim of the world, and Lord have mercy. Like, no thanks.
Exactly. And a lot of our traumas happen in our childhood, right? And that's when we create all of these core beliefs, limiting beliefs and patterns. And so I think, like grade one, preteen, teen years, if you can learn how to kind of undo a lot of that stuff, you'd save yourself so much trouble and headaches.
Right? Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Well, thank you for the work you're doing in the world, Jody. It's amazing. I'm so glad that the universe crossed our paths. I'm so lucky. The people that the universe is like, y'all need to talk. You need to. It's awesome. So it's never a coincidence or an accident. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
All right. All right. Thanks, everybody.